Eco-home. Eco-home.
Eco-home. Eco-home.
Home. Home.
Home. Home.
Eco. Eco.
Eco. Eco.
Eco-home. Eco-home.
Eco-home. Eco-home.
Harm. Harm.
Harm. Harm.
Environment. Environment.
Environment. Environment.
Alternative. Alternative.
Alternative. Alternative.
Energy. Energy.
Energy. Energy.
Fossil fuel. Fossil fuel.
Fossil fuel. Fossil fuel.
Coal. Coal.
Coal. Coal.
Resource.
Resource. Resource.
Resource. Resource.
Produce. Produce.
Produce. Produce.
Hill. Hill.
Hill. Hill.
Wales. Wales.
Wales. Wales. Wales.
Beam. Beam.
Beam. Beam.
Beams.
Beams. Beams.
Mud. Mud.
Mud. Mud.
Skylight. Skylight.
Skylight. Skylight.
Solar. Solar.
Solar. Solar.
Solar panels. Solar panels.
Solar panels. Solar panels.
Electricity. Electricity.
Electricity. Electricity.
Electricity. Spring. Spring.
Spring. Burn. Burn. Heat. Heat. Somewhere. Somewhere. Everyone else. Everyone else. Everyone else's house. Everyone else's house. Nature. Nature.
How are you? How's everything going with you guys? I hope you all are doing well, and again be ready for, actually I can say, the last session of your term. That today we are going to finish Unit 4. It means that we would have actually 2 or 3 videos. One of them would be about, of course, the reading part. Second would be about the reading, and the last one would be about the remain parts of your book that I would talk about it. Okay, definitely we would start because today we would have lots of work to do. So the first thing that we are going to talk about, it would be the reading, as you can find it on page 42. And eco home, I know that you don't have any idea about what's the meaning of eco, and of course any opinion that what this reading is going to talk about. So before talking about any new words that you might, and you definitely will have lots of them for today, I want you to listen to this part, then I will come back by telling you the new words. So please listen to this part carefully, listen to the pronunciation of the words carefully, try to put some symbols and signs to completely recognize how to pronounce any words that you can see. Okay, so let's listen.
Listening 37. Listen and read.
An eco home. Glenn Kangeiser and his wife, Kathy, live in an interesting house. It's an eco home. Eco homes don't harm the environment. They use alternative energy. They don't use fossil fuels like coal or oil, so they don't use up the planet's resources or produce dangerous gases. Glenn and Kathy's eco home is in California, USA. It looks like a house from one of the Lord of the Rings movies. Most of the house is underground. The house was very cheap to build. It has wooden beams and wooden floors. The windows and skylights are recycled glass. There are solar panels to make electricity for the lights, CD player, and computer. Glenn and Kathy get water from a well, and they grow vegetables in the mud on top of the house. Glenn was reading a book about underground homes when he decided to build his own amazing home. He wanted somewhere unusual to live, and he wanted to use recycled materials to build it. Now he and Kathy don't want to live anywhere else. They love their home because it helps the planet, and it looks fantastic. They think that eco homes are a great idea for everyone.
So, do you get anything? Did you understand? I know that you're faced with lots of new words, but don't worry about none of them because we're going to talk about one by one. Okay, so Glenn Kangeiser and his wife Kathy live in an interesting house. It's an eco home. So what's the meaning of eco here? Eco, you can find the meaning of that. It says that the eco homes don't harm the environment. Eco homes are the houses that the materials that they use to build this kind of house, that they don't harm, or they don't, of course, yes, they don't harm the environment. یعنی خونه ها، این خونه های eco homes خونه هایی هستن که با طبیعت دوستن. They say the friendship with the environment. It means that they don't harm it. به طبیعت، به محیط اطراف در واقع آسیبی وارد نمیکنن. پس به اینا میگن eco homes. eco homes خونه های در واقع حالت محیط زیستی هستن، خونه هایی که با محیط زیست دوست هستن. So it says that the eco homes don't harm, yeah, don't harm. What's the meaning of harm? You had it before, yeah. In last session we talked about, 2 sessions before we talked about it. Something that may cause some injuries or some, for example, bad things happen to someone or something. صدمه. پس این خونه هایی که طبق در واقع محیط زیست ساخته میشن با محیط اطراف دوستن و به محیط زیست آسیبی وارد نمیکنن. They use alternative energy. What's the meaning of alternative? Alternative, it means that we use instead of something. Yeah, for example, we can say instead of pencil, try to write with pen. به جای در واقع مداد سکن با در واقع خودکار بنویسی. Okay, so this alternative, it means that it comes some substitute or instead جایگزین. They use alternative energy. So energy is completely the same as Persian. انرژی های جایگزین، یعنی خونه های اکو یا خونه های محیط زیستی از انرژی های جایگزین استفاده میکنن. So what are these alternative energies? They don't use the fossil fuels. Yeah, they don't use fossil fuels. What's the meaning of fossil fuels? Fossil fuels, fossil, exactly fossil, we say in Persian, and fuels are the things that we use to burn and make energy from that. سوختهای فسیلی. Okay, fuels یعنی سوخت. So it says that یعنی پس به جای اینکه از سوختهای فسیلی استفاده بکنن که سوختهای فسیلی چی هن؟ Like coal or oil. coal زغال سنگ، oil نفت. پس به جای اینکه از نفت یا زغال سنگ که سوختهای فسیلی هستن میاد از انرژی جایگزین استفاده میکنه. انرژی جایگزین is like wind, water, I don't know, the power that you can find it, the resources of them in the environment. Okay. Sorry about that. So the environments that you can find it, environment, they are, for example, that they are natural. انرژی طبیعی مثل انرژی خورشیدی، انرژی بادی، انرژی حالا یا آبی یا هر چیزی مثل اینا. So Glenn and Kathy's eco home is in California, USA. It looks like a house from one of the Lord of the Rings movies. Lord of Rings is the name of a movie. ارباب حلقه ها. Yeah. So میگه این خونه‌ای که اینها دارن در واقع شبیه خونه‌ای بود که توی در واقع فیلم ارباب حلقه استفاده میشد. Most of the house is underground. Underground. It's not in the ground. It's under the ground. زیر زمینه. The house was very cheap to build. It has wooden beams. So what's the meaning of beams? They are the piece of wood that you use it to hold to the roof from the, of course, the roof, the floor up to the roof. بهش میگن تیر، مثل ستون، نقش ستون رو بازی میکنه. در واقع تیرها یا ستونهای چوبی داره and wooden floors. wooden چوبی، floors زمین. هم زمین چوبی داره، یعنی کفش چوبه، floors کفش چوبه، و تیرچه های چوبی هم داره که این تیرچه ها مثل نقش ستون رو بازی میکنه. The windows and skylights are recycled glass. The windows and the skylights. So what's the meaning of skylights here? It's like the windows that you put it in the roof to get the light into the house. پنجرهای سقفی که از بیشتر حالت پشت بونه. The windows and the skylights are recycled glass. Recycled means قابل بازیافت. از شیشه های قابل بازیافت هستن. پس پنجره ها و پنجره های سقفی از شیشه های قابل بازیافت هستن. There are solar panels to make electricity for the lights. The solar panels. Solar means something related to the sun. خورشیدی. Panels, exactly, panel. In Persian we say panel های خورشیدی. To make electricity. Electricity is the power that you use it to turn on the lights and other electricities. در واقع برای قدرت الکتریسیته for the lights. پس از پنل های خورشیدی برای الکتریسیته که احتیاج تا لامپ یا چیزای دیگه روشن بشه استفاده میکنه. It says for lights, CD player and the computer. Glenn and Kathy get water from a well. What's the meaning of well here? This well, it doesn't mean good. In well, اون بودی که میگفتیم خوب، عالی، اینا نیست. Well here means it's, of course, it's the hole in the ground where you can find the water from that. چاه آب. And they grow vegetables in the mud on top of the house. So what's the meaning of mud here? The mud, for example, when you mix the soil, the soil with the water, you made mud, gel. So Glenn was reading a book about the underground homes when he decided to build his own amazing home. So میگه راجع به این کتاب‌ها، راجع به خونه‌های زیرزمینی خونده بود. از توی کتاب‌ها قبل از اینکه تصمیم بگیره تا خونه خودش رو بسازه، خونه فوق‌العاده شگفت‌انگیز خودش رو. He wanted somewhere unusual. Something is not normal. When something is not normal, is unusual. غیر طبیعی. To live, and he wanted to use recycled materials. پس یه خونه غیر طبیعی، یه چیزی که حالت استثنایی داشته باشه and wanted to use the recycled materials. مواد قابل بازیافت داشته باشه تا بسازدش. پس احتیاج به خونه بود داشته که غیر طبیعی و از مواد قابل بازیافت ساخته شده باشه. Now he and Kathy don't want to live anywhere else. They love their home because it helps in the planet and it looks fantastic. They think that eco homes are a great idea for everyone. So do you like the eco homes? Do you think that you can live in this kind of house? For example, for every day you have to go to the jungle or forest to bring the water, and then you have to use these kinds of energies to make the lights or make the fire or anything like that. So let's do the number 3 and read again and correct the words in the boards. So eco homes don't produce means make. Make dangerous chemicals. Chemicals are the materials that they are dangerous somehow, and they of course they made from the artificial things that is made by the human. So it says that eco homes, خونه های eco تولید نمی کنند مواد شیمیایی. chemicals means مواد شیمیایی خطرناک. Of course, eco homes don't produce dangerous gases. Yeah. So number 2, eco homes don't use alternative fuels. So don't use alternative fuels. They use the alternative fuels. What they don't use it. باید دقیقاً کلماتی که بولد هستن رو جابجا بکنید. پس به خاطر همین بعد به جای alternative ببینیم از چه چیزی استفاده می‌کردن. It says that استفاده نمی‌کردن. Eco homes don't use, of course, alternative fuels. It says that they don't use the fossil fuels. Yeah. So here instead of alternative, we have to say fossil. از فسیل استفاده نمی‌کنن دیگه، از سوخت فسیلی استفاده نمی‌کنن. So I have to say the fossil fuels. Yeah, I don't write it. I just write the thing that should be corrected here. So, but you write all the sentences here. Number 3. So the house. Let me fix some problems here. Okay, look at your book. Here we have some differentiation with your book, but look at your book. Number 3 says that the house was expensive to build. Yeah, is it correct? It was expensive? No. It says that the house was very cheap to build. Yeah, so I just underlined here. The answer is here. Was very cheap. Instead of expensive, try to write very cheap. Number 4, the eco home has stone floors. Yeah. No, it says that it has wooden floors. Yeah, so the answer is wooden. Yeah, wooden floors. Number 4, Glenn and Kathy get wood from a well. Yeah, no, it says that they get water from a well. And Glenn and Kathy grow flowers on the top of them, of course, house. It says that they grow vegetables. سبزیجات رو در واقع پرورش میدن یا رشد میدن. So they grow vegetables, not the flowers. Yeah, they are the answers that you can find it here, but these, of course, number 3, 4, 5, 6 that you can see it here is completely different. So I just talked about the answers. Number 2, I said that it was cheap. Number 4, wooden. Number 5, water. And number 6, vegetables. Okay, let's continue with the next page. Find the words in the text to match with the definitions. So let's come back to this part. Number 1, it says that it's the noun. The energy was used to make machines work. Yeah. میگه که یک انرژی که در واقع کمک میکنه به ماشین ها یا ماشین ها موتورها رو وادار به حرکت میکنه. So that would be the electricity. A flat piece of glass that catches the sun's energy. A flat piece of glass. یک تیکه چوب glass شیشه صاف. Flat یعنی صاف. That catches یعنی میگیره gets the sun's energy. انرژی خورشیدی رو میگیره. If you come back to this part, we talked about the solar panels. راجع به پنل های خورشیدی صحبت کردیم. The solar panels are the things, the flat piece of glass that catches the sun energies. Yeah. So here it should be the solar panels. Number 3, the noun materials we can burn to make electricity. For example, coal or oil. What's the name of the energies or the fuels that we use it like coal and oil? If you come back to this part, you can see they don't use the fossil fuels like coal or oil. So this would be here fossil fuels. So number 4, a way of making electricity from, for example, wind, sun, or water power. So we talked about that some alternative energy that they use about natural resources in the environment, like sun, like water, like wind. Energy جایگزین صحبت کردیم. So they are alternative energy. So number 5, a long, thick زخیم. Long, thick. یک تیکه چوب بلند زخیم. Of wood, چوبی, you use it to hold up a roof. تا سقف رو باش نگه دارید. If you remember, I talked about some columns that they called beam. گفتیم راجع به یک سری تیرچه هایی که مثل ستون هستن. So they are beams. Yeah? If I find them. So number 6, a noun. So a window in the roof to let light in. So the windows in the roof, پنجره‌های سقفی, they are skylights. Number 7, soft, wet earth. So what is that? Soft, wet earth is exactly mud, گل. یک خاکی که نرمه و مرطوبه بهش میگن mud. یعنی همون گل. So mud. And number 8, a place where fresh water comes out of the ground. Fresh یعنی تازه. جایی که آب تازه میتونه از زمین بکشید بیرون. So this is well. Okay? Sure. These are the words that you can find it in the contents of the reading part. It was somehow a hard one for you, but this is the time to start to have some more, difficult reading. So for more exercises, I will provide this part for you to just listen to this part and match the words together. Listen.
The energy we use to make machines work.
So what is that? Listen again.
The energy we use to make machines work.
Exactly. You're correct. Electricity.
Materials we can burn to make electricity. For example, coal and oil.
So what's the meaning of that? Coal or oil, fossil fuels?
A window in the roof to let light in.
Yeah, پنجره سقفی, skylight.
A way of making electricity from, for example, wind, sun, or water power.
Yeah, alternative energy.
A flat piece of glass that catches the sun's energy.
What's that? Solar panel.
A place where fresh water comes out of the ground.
Yeah, a spring. A spring, it would be another, of course, word for well. They are synonym. A spring یا well با هم synonymen. پس به جای spring شما well هم میتونید بزنید. Yeah. A spring has two meaning. One of them is about the season and one of them is like the synonym of the well. Yeah. So don't make a mistake. Exactly the same as well. حتی به چشمه‌های آب گرم بهش چشمه‌ها هم بهش میگن. چشمه‌های آبی که توی طبیعت پیدا میکنه spring گفته میشه.
Soft, wet earth.
Mud and
a long, thick piece of wood you use to hold up a roof.
Exactly, beam. So let's see. Yeah, all are correct. So these are the playing with the words. One time we just listen to the meaning and find the words, and one of them we have to find the words from the of course, the content. So as you can find it for the next one, you would have the listening that I want you again to listen to this part and try to write the audio script, and then try to answer by answering true or false for each question. For example, Tim's friend like his house is true or false. Tim and his friend go out to the wood every day, and the rest of questions that you can find it. Of course, you have 5 questions in your book, and exactly the same as your book. I don't want anything else. And the next part, F speaking, ask and answer. Use the prompt or your own answers. Do you ever try to help the environment? Yes, I do. No, I don't. What do you do? For example, I save water, I save electricity, save یعنی ذخیره کردم. And travel by bus or pick up litter. What do you think of the eco home on page 40? That's for you for page 42. I think it looks cool, beautiful, funny, interesting, ugly. So please let me know about your idea. Yeah. So answer these questions by telling me, for example, you can say, I help the environment. I try to help the environment by saving water. Yeah. Or I try to help the environment by saving electricity. I try to help the environment by traveling the bus. Or I try to help the environment by picking up the litter. So exactly use one of these sentences. یک از جمله‌ای که من گفتم رو انتخاب بکنید. یا هر چیز دیگه‌ای که می‌خواستید بذارید با این ترتیب. I try to help the environment by doing something. حواستون باشه بعد از این بایه وقتی میخواین فعلی بیارید باید با ing بیارید. حالا یا از همین استفاده کنین. Save water, save electricity, or any other things that you have in your idea. And tell me what's your idea about the eco home. نظرتون راجع به eco home من بگین. I think the eco homes چون it's دیگه توی جمله سوالی نیستش که مشخص بشه، شما فقط میخواین جوابا رو به من بگین. I think the eco homes or the eco home eco home looks cool. Yeah, باحاله. Or I think the eco home look beautiful. Yeah, I think the eco home looks funny or interesting or ugly or any other adjective that you can find for this part. Okay, everybody, thank you for watching the first section. I will come back by the second one as we're going to talk about the writing. Yeah?